and welcome to ANB Bronze 10 Part 6. In the last episode we finished creating the epic ELR set, so we're good to farm. I'm going to be sticking with around Troll 70 for now. We ran a few of those yesterday, so I'm going to stick there for a bit, build the champion levels up, and once I feel like I'm getting fast enough clears of Troll 70, then we'll jump up to Trial 80. Since we had a few runs of 70 last time out, I won't bother recording these first few. Perhaps I'll record one at the point where I'm ready to make that jump up to 80. So we'll meet back up here once that is ready. And welcome back. I'll do another Troll 70 run while we're here. It's very hit and miss as to whether it's a fast clear or not. We're very dependent on a critical hit on Kara, which at the moment we're still low crit rating until we've completed champion levels in there, plus upgraded these epics. I do want to at some stage replace this bracer, take out ability rate because we've got too much of that, and replace that with crit rating. So let's see what sort of run we get. And then I think we'll go and take a look at around 80 if that's unlocked. I really should have checked before recording. We're off to a bad start by running the wrong way, which is why checking the map first can help. I want to stick around here, gives me a nice escape route around the outside. All the mobs will be on the inside. So we're very good on the mob phase. And it's this bit that takes a while. If this is a crit, she goes down in one, and if it's not a crit, it does that. So she'll go down on this beam. She'll just wait for the swords. So not incredibly brilliant runs, but not terrible. So I will take a look at Troll 80, and the other main reason I want to get to 80 is because we're playing this as though we've come into the event with 0 glory. So essentially we've got 10 glory set up here, which we received at Trial 50, and this second 10 at Trial 80 will mean that we can unlock a trinket and equip that, and I'm rather keen to get that added in because I think that's going to help a lot on the boss phase. So let's take a look at 80. I've not done any of these, so I've no idea how it will go. Shall I be brave and pull the whole map without really knowing what my toughness is going to be like? Maybe it's not brave, it's stupid, but there's only one way of finding out, and that's to do it. Wow, I definitely want more movement speed. I think we're going to have plenty of damage on these mobs. I'll stun them with Marcus, keep them in the beam. Which keeps a vortex over for our next frost beam. Yeah, we've got plenty of toughness for this level. If the pathing won't do that. Now the question is, are there enough mobs? The answer is just. What is that shooting at? Something right in front of you. You put the cursor on it and it fires at something off screen. Because obviously definitely going to be a slow run, but we're going to get a trinket after this, so it's worth it. I intended in using Marcus on the minion. Forgot that I'd moved the cursor ready for the stun. Went and hit Frostbeam. I'm going to save that for this one. This isn't very good, is it? There we go, let's get back on track. I knew it was going to be slow, but not this slow. We're definitely not going to be farming 80 for a while. But the main thing is that's 10 glory. And that was the most important part of that little run. Slight increase there. So 10 glory, in effect we've now got 20. Let's get our gemstones sorted out. Not going to have enough to upgrade that, I think. Oh, actually we are. Fuse that into that. Fuse. Plonk that over there for the moment. I can unsocket that, throw that over as well, fuse that up into a brilliant. And potentially we're going to lose this one, depending on how the trinket goes. So, unique trinkets. I've got a choice really of what to go for. We're on a crit build, but we don't have a lot of crit rating. So Talisman of Unbridled Fury, that's a really good choice early on. When it procs, 3000 crit rating is 50% crit chance. But as we add crit rating through the legendary gear that we're going to be crafting as we go along, this is going to quickly become obsolete, so we won't bother with that. Another good choice, Vial of the Wind Spirit. giving us all this haste and the AoE around us. But I think we're perfectly fine on the mob phase anyway, so we don't really need that one. The normal choice, Talisman of Storms, when that procs, 3000% crit damage, very nice, that's going to blow up lots of things. But experience farming, that's going to be overkill. When we have our crit chance up a bit, and also the crit damage added in through champion levels, we've got more than enough for experience farming. So yes, it's a great choice, it will blow things up nicely, but we need more crit rating, and although that's going to come, we've still got enough crit damage as it is. So that's 3 choices down and rejected. What I'm going to go for is Talisman of Power. We'll unlock this one. So when this one procs, increases our power by 5000%, so effectively 2500 champion levels worth of power. That's not going to need us to do a crit hit at all. It's going to be effective every time it procs. So on the sort of levels that we're running and the aims of this event, just to get to 110, that is probably our best choice for what we're doing. So I'm going with crit rating, haste, frost damage and experience. I thought let's go straight in with a legendary item. Being a talisman, it's not going to chew up any of our very limited supply of Mark of Titans. So let's create that. I need to make a note of this one as well, as it's going to count on the crafting. Level 73. Shame we didn't get a socket, but doesn't matter. So we are losing some toughness there. Potentially I can afford to lose that power from there and put that toughness back in. I think that's how I will play that one. So let's sell that. Let's take one more look at Troll 80 and see how that behaves. That talisman should definitely proc during Kara, since it's such a long fight. It's propped now, let's make use of it. It did tear through those enemies that were in its line of fire at the start. It was hanging around there for shatter. Wanted to pull some enemies in from the edge of the map. So we've got one eye on the main map, one eye on the mini map, a third on the keyboard, a fourth checking how long the video's been recording. So we're going to have a bit of a wait now until that procs again, because it was there during that mob phase, just as we finish that. I'm going to hold off now. That's good. We've got. It's doing, yeah, a lot of damage, and we got a crit as well. So 2 2 minutes faster now with that. Potentially I'll be farming 80. I will stop the video now. I'll run a few more and see if we get more runs similar to that, but that was the thinking behind getting a Talisman of Power, because we're not going to be reliant on crits to get that damage output, and that was very important. So I am going to run down this last 25 minutes here and then have a think about what sort of booster I want. So we shall meet up again in a short while and see where we are. It'll either be for crafting some legendary gear or for stepping up to a higher trial, but you'll find out when the video restarts. And welcome back. So to round up today's video, I think we'll replace this regalia robe with a legendary item. I think we've got enough materials out of salvaging things. We have enough gold just from running the trials. So our regalia robe, crit rating haste, ability rate experience, because I'm going to lose that elsewhere. Let's see what we get. Probably a 72. He says making a note. Yes. So I'm just writing it down, but we've got a socket, which is nice. We can add some more toughness in. Let's come out of there. That's blown away all our materials for now. We can sell that. The game is throwing hints at me. We got a fire lily drop. I'm clearly not going to bother using it. And if I really wanted to do a fire lily build on this account, I could quite easily just come in and craft one. I unlocked it for the main character, not that we'll be using them in ANB events on this account. So what can we do? Let's give a bit more toughness in there. That looks better. I can improve that with a vitality enchantment as well at some stage if needs be, because I'm thinking about how much toughness we need for Troll 110. Frostbolt, Arc Lightning, Frostbeam. I had enough books eventually dropped to clear the 15 hours left for those to upgrade, so they've hit 10. Endurance, Celerity, Fleet-footed on their way to 7. So we'll take one last look at Troll 80. I've had a few crazy runs. If this is going to load. 106, basically Kara spawned in the line of Frostbeam and I got a crit and she just went in one. But we'll take one last look at Troll 80, and I think then to wrap up today's video we'll go and take a look at 90 and see if we can get the first Celestial transform, so that we know we're definitely not coming away empty-handed from this event. I've taken forever to get started with getting that hanging around. There was purely waiting for Immolate to come up so I could shatter and pull in some things from the edge of the map. So we've hopefully got enough mobs. Sidestep that, we'll move around the top I think. That's a shame our frost beam isn't up for this Talisman of Power, but if we get a crit, which we didn't, she'd still go down. Like that. So we're getting good runs at trial 80, so there's not much need to hang around there. The way that's lagging as I drag things around suggests to me that I'm going to need a restart, which is fine because we're about to finish this video. So we can work on crit damage. All the others are now filled up. We've got 40 more champion levels to fill out crit damage and then everything into power. So we are 5.1 hits per second, but the arc lightning being at level 10 now, that's great, that really helps. Power's going to start building after another 40 champion levels. Our crit rating is currently 32%, we'll be pushing that up over 40 as we add legendary gear. Our crit damage is going to end up at 850, which is way more than enough for farming even at 100 or 105. Thrust damage up at 62%, very nice. Vitality, I'm a little bit worried about this, but perhaps I'm just being silly. Armour slightly under what I would ideally like. I like 80%, 79.2 is not bad. Life on hit more than enough for where we are. Ability rate too high. And our experience, we've only got 100% booster at the moment, so that will go over 3,000 once I add in the 200% booster. So let's see how we get on at 90. Really unlocked all the way up to there. This could be our first seriously big milestone achieved. We're playing the cave game again, are we? Game? Ugh, I'm squishy. I don't like where I am here. Yeah, I'm definitely squishy at this level. Taking hits from a full map pool would be very bad. Oh, it's a donut map. Pathing taking me the wrong side of things. I will never tire of complaining about that. Please get the game off marmalade. I should frost beam into them really, shouldn't I? It's going to be quicker. I just didn't want to because it's now got to wait for that to cool down for Kara. Oh, Talisman of Power, no crit. So we're definitely not in a position to be farming 90 at the moment. Going to move around here, and hopefully this is enough to kill Kara. So, we have some currency boosters, but we have our celestial transform. Major achievement. Again, no fanfare because I don't have fanfares. But that is the first done. One to go. So I think that's a good place to finish on today. Up to 726. We throw those in there. We're only going to get stronger and stronger. And as our crit rating goes up, we'll be able to farm a bit higher, more efficiently. Hopefully we'll get a few sockets in some of this gear that we replace, and I can add in more toughness. Any questions or comments, feel free to ask down below, and as always, thank you very much for watching.